joining me today.
Hello and welcome to the Sports Box. Welcome to the Sports Box again. The Champions League is here with us again. Barca playing in City's home at the Etihad, and they gave City a bloody nose. Well, guys, how did they perform? City players looked nervous. They looked out of sort. First 45 minutes, they had to regroup. Did they do anything at all?
Well, first of all, it was a fun game to watch, but I think I still believe that Man City is new to the whole Champions League thing. I think they're still experimenting the kind of environment that is much different than the Premier League. So they're new to the whole thing. The game pretty much was under control by the Barcelona defense, which did pretty well in the first half, the first half, and then we started. We saw how things changed quickly in the second half. I think Barcelona knew how to secure the game, and it was a good win for them at the end of the day. Away from home with 2 goals. I think they are in a better position for the second leg.
When you're spending this amount of money, when you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars, Sheikh Mansour expects results. He expects results from Pellegrini. He expects results from Aguero. He got a goal from Aguero. Hart made a save on Messi, which doesn't happen every day. But
for Hart, it doesn't happen every day.
That's
true.
For sure. Yeah, but they lost. Man City lost at home.
But this is almost the 4th year. Come on now. You can't always claim you are new.
Manchester City has a ton of talent on that team. They're, in terms of the Premier League, they're up there with Chelsea in terms of the talent on the team. I think they're one of the 2 most talented teams in the Premier League. But also, Aguero is, people are talking like Man City is a one-man team. They have many other players that have the ability to do a lot of things. And Yaya Toure, back as well, didn't seem to matter much. But, I just don't understand what is going to take them to the next level. Maybe they shouldn't have fired Mancini?
Yeah, so
before I come to you, some people are saying Pellegrini always gets his tactics wrong against Barca. This is the 2nd year in the row, and they were knocked out at the same place. The defense, as I was saying, Company, who was supposed to lead the team, was nervous. His positioning was wrong. His reading of the game was wrong. I mean, it was luck, of course, that Suarez scored because the ball bounced off him. But come on, you are the captain of the team.
Yeah.
Something that I always think about is, if you look at the players of City, a lot of them played at the World Cup. They are first-class team players. So if you get to the Champions League and you start freezing, come on, where are you going to perform?
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, the funny thing about this sport, I love football, is the fact that it was 2-1 on the score sheet. But if you watch that game, you know that Dani Alves hit the crossbar. You know that Messi missed a penalty.
Sure.
So it could have been 4-1 very easily. It could have, and going back to the Camp Nou, you can't have much confidence, especially when Suarez is finally awakened. Suarez is awake. He hasn't bitten anybody in a long time. All he's done is score for Barcelona in Champions League 4 in the last few games.
The expectation was high because there was some kind of a mini crisis in Barca's camp where there were allegations of a flare-up between Luis Enrique and Messi staying overnight at the casino, and all kinds of crazy stuff. But they showed up and City was in slumber.
How often do we hear about all these sorts of behind-the-scenes things being supposedly problematic, and then everybody shows up and it seems like it doesn't exist anymore? I mean, I don't see what issue could spell Barcelona and knock them out of this thing right now against Manchester City, except for some kind of an injury. I mean, they look like the better team. Probably on paper they had a little more talent than Manchester City too, but when you're playing a road game, it certainly seems like you should have a better effort from your team than needing a late goal to even feel like you're in the game.
It's true.
But at the Camp Nou, do you think City would have a chance?
It's a tough challenge for them. Like Jeremiah mentioned, I think it's going to be way harder than expected. The team is more comfortable playing, Barcelona is more comfortable playing at home than having a road game. So I think it's going to be, it's pretty much done on the Man City side.
Yeah, I think Barcelona will win at home. It won't be. It may be close in the scoreline as this game was, but I can't imagine that Man City. I can't imagine Pellegrini being able to create some tactical advantage that quiets down Messi or Suarez or Neymar. I mean,
it's going to take a Herculean effort individually as a team to be able to beat Barcelona by the margin they need to beat them by in Barcelona. I just don't think it's going to happen.
So let's look at Juve Dortmund. Dortmund, after struggling, are now trying to pull the pieces together. You seem excited about Juve, the old ladies of the Serie A.
Look, we have to be fair. They're doing well. They're doing well in the Serie A, and I think they're in a better position in the Champions League. They scored 2. I mean, they won the game, and I think they are in a better position in the second league.
Yeah, and we were talking about Dortmund before the show, how they've done better in league of late, but it's been a strange season for them. They've excelled in Champions League until this moment, where Juve won at home, but they still have a chance. But then Dortmund, domestically, you know, it's been a poor season. Haven't put up much of a fight for Bayern.
You know, you'd think that Jurgen Klopp is kind of wishing that he may have taken another job in the off-season. He could have had almost any job he wanted. I'm sure he was offered quite a few. Maybe Manchester City should have considered hiring Jurgen Klopp, eh?
Probably.
But I got to say, Dortmund's been playing better lately. Obviously, yesterday's result wasn't great, but Jurgen Klopp seemed relatively confident that the next match is going to be a little bit different as he's getting his tactics together. They've actually got a really big game coming up next before their Champions League match. They have to play Schalke.
Yeah.
And that's big for them in terms of their standing because they still have to accumulate these points. They're only 2 or 3 points out of relegation in their league. Yeah. They were able to get out of that with their 3 straight wins. So they've got a lot of things on their plate to think about. I don't know if Champions League, as great as it is for them, is really high on the priority list because I don't think they have any shot at winning the thing, that's for sure, with the talent they have in the field and their performance. So maybe they're going to focus a little more on the league and see if they can improve their standing there a little bit.
12th position on the Bundesliga. Well, we hope they get the chance to stay on top of the league. Well, that's about all time will permit us for today. Bye for now. We'll be right back.